Hulk Hogan, the iconic WWE legend known for his electrifying charisma and larger-than-life persona, was honored in an emotional memorial service on Tuesday following his passing at the age of 71. The private service, held at Indian Rocks Baptist Church in Largo, Florida, brought together close friends, family, and fellow celebrities who came to pay their final respects to the man who forever changed the world of professional wrestling. Hogan, whose real name was Terry Bollea, died on July 24th after suffering cardiac arrest. His sudden death stunned fans around the world, prompting an outpouring of tributes from across the wrestling and entertainment industries. Just over a week after his passing, loved ones gathered in solemn remembrance, with poignant details underscoring the ceremony. Photos obtained by media outlets showed pallbearers carrying Hogan's casket into the church, many adorned with yellow boutonnieres, a tribute to one of his signature WWE colors. Interestingly, although Hogan's body was present in a casket for the memorial, it was confirmed that he would be cremated. A spokesperson from the District 6 Medical Examiner's Office had earlier verified that a request for cremation approval had been received, though the exact date was not disclosed. The decision to cremate the wrestling icon rather than bury him reflects the private nature of his family's grieving process and perhaps his own final wishes. Conspicuously absent from the memorial was Hogan's daughter, Brooke Hogan, with whom he had been estranged in recent years. She was also not present at the WWE's televised tribute to her father during Monday Night Raw. On July 28th, Brooke later addressed her absence publicly, clarifying that she had not been invited to attend the televised segment, though she did not comment on her exclusion from the private ceremony. Meanwhile, Hogan's son Nick was present both at the service and the WWE tribute, where he was visibly emotional during the traditional 10-bell salute, a moment of silence deeply rooted in wrestling tradition to honor fallen superstars. Nick later took to Instagram to honor his father, sharing a series of heartfelt throwback photos and calling Hulk his best friend. He expressed the depth of his grief, describing the experience as overwhelming and extremely difficult. Hogan's wife, Sky Daly, also shared an emotional tribute following his death, having previously downplayed the seriousness of his health after a delicate neck surgery in May. She later wrote on Instagram that her heart was in pieces. Admitting the loss was sudden and impossible to process, the service saw several notable figures from the entertainment and wrestling world in attendance. Triple H Paul Michael Levesque, a longtime WWE executive and superstar, arrived in Florida via private jet along with his wife, former WWE co-CEO Stephanie McMahon. Both were longtime colleagues and friends of Hogan and had shared numerous in-ring and behind-the-scenes moments with the icon. Other celebrities seen at the service included singer Kid Rock, who wore a yellow feather on his hat in homage, Jackass star Bam Margera, and comedian Theo Vaughn. Their presence emphasized the widespread impact Hogan had not only in wrestling, but across the entertainment landscape. Hogan's influence on professional wrestling cannot be overstated. A central figure in WWE's rise during the 1980s and early 1990s, he helped transform the sport into a mainstream global phenomenon, known for his catchphrases, signature mustache, bandanas, and boundless energy. Hogan headlined multiple WrestleMania events and became a pop culture staple. From starring in films and reality TV to launching merchandise empires, his career extended far beyond the ring. Yet, behind the fame and legacy, Hogan's later years were marked by health complications. The medical examiner's report revealed that the wrestling star died of a heart attack and also noted a previously undisclosed diagnosis of leukemia. Additionally, Hogan had atrial fibrillation, a condition characterized by irregular and rapid heartbeats, which likely contributed to his sudden cardiac event. The revelation that he had secretly been battling cancer stunned many fans, as there had been no prior public indication of such a condition. Despite the controversies that occasionally surrounded him, including legal battles and publicized family struggles, Hogan's contributions to the wrestling world remain undeniable. From his time as the face of WWE in the 1980s to his resurgence in WCW during the 1990s, as the leader of the infamous New World Order NWO, Hogan redefined the image of the wrestling superstar. Following his passing, tributes poured in from around the world. Wrestlers, fans, and public figures shared memories and stories, highlighting how Hogan inspired generations both in and out of the ring. WWE released an official statement honoring his memory, and social media platforms were flooded with videos of his most memorable moments. From body-slamming Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3 to his iconic entrances set to Real American, Hogan's legacy was also commemorated during WWE's Monday Night Raw episode just days after his death. The show opened with a somber 10-bell salute, a time-honored tradition reserved for wrestling's fallen heroes. A special video tribute showcased some of his most legendary career highlights and personal moments. With many WWE superstars visibly moved, Nick Hogan stood quietly during the tribute, his presence underscoring the deeply personal loss behind the global mourning. Despite not attending either public or private tributes, Brooke Hogan eventually shared her thoughts online, posting a heartfelt message about the complexities of their relations, hip, and the pain of being excluded. Her candid words resonated with fans, many of whom sympathized with the estrangement and expressed hope for healing within the Hogan family. The venue for the private ceremony, Indian Rocks Baptist Church, provided an intimate setting for close friends and family to say their goodbyes. The event was not open to the public, though fans gathered outside to pay their respects in their own way. Some wore Hogan-themed t-shirts, others held signs, or simply stood in silent tribute. As one of the most recognizable faces in sports entertainment, Hulk Hogan leaves behind a complex yet impactful legacy. He was a cultural icon who ushered in a new era for wrestling, turning it into a household phenomenon. He was also a father, a husband, and a friend, roles that came with their share of triumphs and tribulations. With his cremation planned and the memorial services concluded, fans and loved ones continue to celebrate Hulk Hogan not just as a wrestling superstar, but as a figure who defined an era. His iconic red and yellow attire, unforgettable promos, and undeniable charisma will live on in the hearts of millions. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. You will always be remembered as the ultimate champion in and out of the ring.